It's funny, isn't it? When you think about how far we've come, how much the world has changed in a few short decades. Absolutely mind blowing. Take a look around. We live in a world where the entire sum of human knowledge is accessible at the tap of a screen. We can communicate with anyone, anywhere, in real time, instantly. We've created virtual spaces where people can share their lives, their thoughts, their ideas, and their creativity with millions of others, all without leaving the comfort of their homes. The internet, mobile communication, social media have all fundamentally reshaped the way we live, work, and interact. 30 years ago, the idea of carrying a phone in your pocket, more powerful than the computers used to send man to the moon, was science fiction. Today, it's not just a reality, it's the baseline. If you don't have a smartphone today, you're kind of considered out of touch, a relic of a bygone age. Our lives have been transformed by this digital revolution. Industries have been disrupted, economies have been reshaped, and entire new sectors have emerged from nowhere. The way we consume information, the way we shop, the way we entertain ourselves, none of it is as it was. I mean, think about it from my side of the business, from the media side. Think about how we used to get our news. You'd have to wait for the morning paper or maybe catch the evening news on television. Now, now it's a constant stream, a barrage of headlines and updates 24/7 straight into your eyeballs via a device. In the blink of an eye, we've gone from a world where information was scarce and precious to one where it's overwhelming and omnipresent. You'd think with all this change, with all this progress, that every aspect of our lives would have evolved at the same breakneck pace. But that's where the paradox lies. Because while so much has changed, there are still some things that haven't, things that perhaps should have. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a construction site. What do you see? A group of workers, piles of bricks, steel beams, concrete mixers. If you were to travel back in time, say 50 or 60 years, that scene wouldn't look at all different. Sure, there have been some advancements. Machines are more powerful, are more advanced, safety standards are stricter. But at its core, the process of constructing a building is largely the same as it's been for generations. We're still stacking bricks, pouring concrete, assembling structures piece by piece, just like we did 50 years, a century ago. It's as if part of the demolition and construction industry is suspended in time, immune to the rapid evolution that swept through nearly every other aspect of modern life. While we're flying drones, developing AI, and exploring potential of quantum computing, we're still building our homes, our offices, and our skyscrapers, much like our ancestors did. The digital revolution has only just begun to touch the edges of the world, with innovations like 3D printing, modular construction, and smart materials promising to reshape it. But these changes are really slow, incremental, often resisted by an industry deeply rooted in tradition. So, why is that? Why is it that construction has remained so steadfastly resistant to change? Maybe it's because building is such a fundamental human activity, something that reaches back to our very beginnings. There's a certain pride, a certain satisfaction in creating something tangible, something you can touch, something that will stand the test of time. The tools may have evolved, but the essence of construction, of crafting something from nothing, of turning raw materials into shelter, into infrastructure, has remained constant. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. In a world that's changing so fast, it can be hard to keep up. There's something comforting about the stability of the construction industry. It's a reminder that some things are eternal, that progress doesn't always mean leaving everything behind. The methods we use to build may be old, but they're proven, reliable, and in many ways deeply human. Yet, at the same time, I can't help but wonder if we're missing out. If the same innovation and creativity that's revolutionized other industries could be harnessed in construction, what might we achieve? Could we build faster, more efficiently, more sustainably? Could we create cities that are not just functional, but are also beautiful, designed with the needs of the future in mind? Could we solve the housing crisis, provide shelter for the millions who need it, not just with more buildings, but with smarter ones? We've already seen glimpses of what's possible. Companies experimenting with 3D printed houses, built in a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost of traditional methods. Architects and engineers designing buildings that generate more energy than they consume, that adapt to their environment, that blur the line between structure and nature. There's potential there, so much potential, just waiting to be unlocked. But to do that, we need to overcome the inertia that's held the industry back for so long. We need to be willing to take risks, to embrace new ideas, to challenge the status quo. We need to recognize that the world has changed and that the way we build needs to change with it. It's not just about keeping up, it's about leading the way. It's about creating a future that's not just a continuation of the past, but something new, something better. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find that balance, that sweet spot where tradition meets innovation, where the old ways and the new come together to create something truly remarkable. A future where construction is not just a process, but a craft, a science, an art, a way to shape the world around us in ways we've never imagined. Because in the end, that's what construction is all about, isn't it? It's about creating, about building something that will last, that will stand the test of time. And in a world that's changing so fast, that's something worth holding on to. But it's also worth reimagining, worth reinventing, because the future is coming and it will fall to the construction industry to build it.